5 by 5. 5 by 5. For those of you who don't know what it means when I say 5 by 5 by 5 by 5, it is in memory of Froggy from Froggy News with Mike Penny and that really heavy guy who died along with Kirsten. And they were at a speaking engagement with Michael Jaco and a few other. They are 2 of maybe 5 Intel folk when there were Intel folk like myself, and there was no alternative news yet. Your only options were Intel guys. So Mike Penny would always say, 5 by 5, 5 by 5. And I keep looking for him, and he doesn't seem to be in it anymore. God bless him. Smart man taking one way out. We do have a interesting story today, but before we start, I'm trying to get. This is very cool. Very cool. This is probably the coolest thing I've said on my channel, on this version of the channel. I have a friend who is a big YouTuber in his community. So as far as YouTube go, not a big channel. As far as the genre, for instance, like if he was a fisherman, or a guy who made lures, and the biggest lure channel might be 100,000 or something like that. And so, like whatever category he's in on YouTube, he is a godfather. And his job has nothing to do with his channel, and he's not a spy, but he does spy. And I have watched him spy. And what he can do is he could, using satellites, he can go over any crowd and pinpoint any person and open up their phone and read all their contacts and look at all their pictures, read all their messages right there live in real time. That's what he does. So I contacted him last night, and I'm going to see. I know everything's really sensitive right now, and I'm going to see if he can come on and talk to us more about what he does. And anybody can get this job. He actually happened into the job. And he travels the world, and he does this for all different types of government groups and governments. Like, he might get hired by France, and France would have him come in, and he goes over a crowd. And he can see the crowd, and he can just point on any spot and open up anybody's phone and see what they're doing. And I guarantee you that's exactly what's going on right now. I guarantee it. I hope you're all having a beautiful morning. So I'm going to make this quick. Michael, by the way, I put a link. My most recent link did not generate a picture, but it was Michael Jaco's most recent guest. And he, as the interview that was about an hour long went on, maybe an hour and a half, he was a Marine. His name is Alpha something. And he had a very good explanation, which is one of the theories that I have thrown out there, is the reason that they're not arresting anybody yet is because they're going to arrest everybody at one time under a RICO. And the guy has a lot of experience in that department. And it's a very interesting episode to listen to if you like Michael Jaco. That's a good one. See, the thing, I just got done with listening to a episode of Nino Rodriguez, and when Nino first came out, I would give him really basic information, which is part of his lexicon today, and he wouldn't believe me. He would not believe me, and he would only have guests on that were in this tight little bubble or were able to walk this tight little tightrope line. And now Nino, because of his guests, has really blossomed into something good. So if you ever see me sharing anything of Nino's, it's behind the paywall. So you're not watching something that you've seen on YouTube. You're watching something that Nino is too scared to put on YouTube, and that's okay. He's a guy who used to make, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and that income's now gone, and now he depends on the YouTube income, and that's okay, because that's the path he chose to take. I myself don't take that path, but I don't hold anything against him for doing so. So Michael Jaco, or Nino, had on Gene Decode, and that was a very good one today. I may share parts of that with you. And Gene Decode is another guy who used to watch this channel. I think he was around for probably my first 5 channels, and then we lost him. And I lost a lot of people. I also noticed that when there's a call, first of all, let's congratulate everybody who did call in that day at the speech that the president gave. What speech was that the other day? Like 3 or 4 days ago, he gave that speech, and he mentioned what I asked you to call about them flying the flags. And he didn't say it being an act of war, but he was very upset about the waving of a flag while you're rioting. And then his press secretary the next day came out and said the same thing. So the reason I'm telling you this is because, please believe me, Donald Trump is listening. Maybe he can't take the licenses away from the networks right now. But the night that we called the White House, maybe just 10 of us, maybe it was 100 of us, I don't know. But when a whole slew of people call in with the same request, it's at the top of the list of what the president's going to share, or what they're going to share with the president. Donald Trump asks waitresses what they think. He asks construction guys what they think. Okay, that's just the type of guy he is. I'm kind of the same way. I take in as much information as I can, and then I filter out the crap. I'm sure that's what Donald Trump does. So please understand that he did hear us, and they let us know that twice. Call them all in, help them go back home and place, and they still love and fly the flags. All right, let's just jump into it. Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me right now. I don't know if that phone call threw me off. 5x5. And we're going to jump right into the ICE story, which is very interesting, I assure you. Okay, I'm not getting any 5x5s. Okay, let's just go with it anyway. So, about a year ago, someone accidentally told me that a relative of theirs, there we go, thank you very much, a relative of theirs was involved with a very large piece of property that was owned by Chinese investors and was housing hundreds, if not thousands, like probably not more than 3,000 or 3,500, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of illegal people from China. So these investors invested in a big place that you could put people, and then they put those people there, the illegals that came in. And someone was being managed to facilitate that action. And I was told this a year ago, and I have logged more than 6 hours on hold with ICE until today I decided to hit the button instead of just saying, there's like different choices and they get more serious. Choose one if you'd like to report a fake marriage for, legally becoming a citizen. Press 2 if blah, blah, blah. So I'm like up there near 4 and 5 when stuff's getting real serious. That's the one I picked. And I got this guy on the phone, and oddly enough, he repeated my phone number back to me incorrectly because he was reading it off a screen. I didn't give it to him. And for some reason, he said my phone number incorrectly. And my phone number is the same as the only thing difference between my phone number and the CIA's phone number is the area code. And that's just by chance. I've had my phone number since before this century began. It's just by chance. And then I guess later, the CIA started getting their phone numbers and they couldn't get the one I already had. So if you want to call me, just look up the CIA's phone number and then keep guessing the area code until you find me. Is this Red Stepsacker? CIA. Is this Red Stepsacker? CIA. All right. So I got this guy on the phone and I explained to him I was actually able to track the property manager down through a website and was able to list all the languages that he spoke. And I gave this ICE agent so much information, and he said, "Thank you very much. That is a lot of information that you gave us from beginning to end." I gave him I gave him a lot more than I can tell you right now without blowing it. But he was very impressed with the amount of information I gave because I did my own investigating before I called him. So I would like to inspire you to call for any reason, because when you call this number, and unfortunately they have, you have DHS now, you got to translate that into numbers, and ICE all blah. It's a shame the phone number's on there like that. But they do have things just down to there's illegal aliens working in this kitchen all the way up to there's illegal aliens hurting kids. I mean, there are like 7 different choices of reasons you can call ICE and report anything you see. And what's the new saying? If you see it, tell, or something like that. So I'm encouraging you guys to do the same thing if you'd like to. And also, if you would like to donate to this channel, there are 2 ways to do that, and it's probably less than twice a year I ever put this information up and mention it. But let's see, we got the first one with the black background is Cash App, and the other one at Red Step Stacker is Venmo. And if you already do that, there are 2 or 3 people that already do that kind of out of nowhere every once in a while. Please don't do it today. Please, if you're one of those people that already regularly do this, please don't give to the channel today. But I hopefully will inspire anyone else to do that if they'd like to. It is Friday, it is payday, and this will be used for very, very good stuff. Your hard-earned money will be put to good use. But again, the most important thing here is that if you see something, say something. That's the saying. And what I just passed over to ICE, I know they're going to easily be able to confirm everything I told them. And there will be hundreds of deportations of 100% Chinese people, because they've been causing a lot of trouble in the news, if you haven't seen lately, with their with their new bioweapon mold shit that they've just brought into the country. And these people are in a conspicuous place for scientists, oddly enough. So I have noticed that when there's a call to action, this is the point I originally started with telling you the story about Donald Trump seeing and hearing us. When I do a call of action, my viewership goes from 9,000 out of the 45,000 that are subscribed down to about 455. It's almost the same number every time. So there are consistently 455 people who are willing to listen to call of action, if not take part in call to action. And I want to thank you guys for being those people. You know who you are. You're the people who are helping move the pieces on the chessboard. Don't think for a second you're not. Don't think for a second that your phone call doesn't mean anything, because it does. We're all too old to fight. I'm not saying we might not have to, but we are too old to fight. But we're not too old to pick up the phone and make a phone call, say something when we see something. And I just want to thank you guys for being a part of that for me, because this is not, to me, this is not about telling you something unless it's because you're in danger or helping you put that puzzle together in your head that's keeping you up at night. But I was born to do something. I wasn't born to sit here and report what I see and sit on the sidelines. I was born to be involved, and this is how I'm being involved. And when you take part in what I'm doing with me, then we're doing something big together. And I want to thank you people, and I wish I can give you all a hug. And by the way, this year's family reunion, Redheaded Step Stacker family reunion, is canceled. And we are going to try and resume it next year in a more friendly, easier to get to place. We're actually considering a nice hotel, not expensive, but nice, with a pool, near entertainment, near airport for people to drive in or people to fly in, because we do have people who do fly in for the family reunions. So peace and love worldwide. Let me get rid of this thing and read some comments. Thumbs up, 5x5, North Carolina. Your name, Coleman, kind of threw me off because Dr. John Coleman. 5x5 represents 5 signals of strength and 5 signals. Thank you. I didn't know that. The best possible transmission. Aaron, thank you very much, because to me it was always Mike Penny going 5x5, 5x5 with his cup of ice. I wanted to just smash that cup of ice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace and love worldwide. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. If you got any t-shirt ideas, put them down there in the comments whenever you want. Just put t-shirt idea. And if I could think of something fun to do with it, I'll do it. A lot of the t-shirts I make are things you guys send me. What was the big one was my parents went to Gulf of America, and all they got me was this crummy t-shirt, a remake from the 80s. I love doing retro remakes. Essentially Loud, 5x5 and Clear. Essential is one of our viewers, and she actually takes care of our, I don't even know if you guys are on Telegram, but I had a very, very good Telegram channel. We kept it private for a long time. Boy, did a lot of info come out of there. We may open it up again. Thanks for keeping us informed. Amen. Peace and love worldwide, y'all. Have a beautiful Friday. Hopefully I don't have to talk to you this weekend. Nothing goes crazy. It's just like a mechanic. Like, think of me like your mechanic. Like, you like me, and I make you feel warm and fuzzy sometimes, but you don't want to see me too much. The more you see me, the more things are going to shit. Really? And too bad these other channels that are in this YouTube hamster wheel of earning money, too bad they're doing that too, because they're wasting our time and they're raising our blood pressure. All right. Peace and love, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there.